Well, thank you for agreeing to share your story, Kyla, and thanks for your time.
You're welcome.
So I'm going to start with the first question. How old were you when you realised, and what started you thinking about your gender?
I must have been around about 8 when I realised there was something different.
Mm-hmm.
I just didn't know there was a word for it and what it was.
Yeah.
I think I came out a little while after I turned 21.
So you thought about it for a while.
Yeah,
So what made you realise?
I guess it is just everything that how do you explain it? Like my girl mates, I got on with girls more and like having the long hair and the nails and everything they had. I just felt like that was something I was meant to have, and I didn't feel correct in my body, if you know what I mean. It's hard to explain because I know everyone experienced stuff different. It's just I didn't like my bits either, and I felt like I didn't belong with the boys or in the boys' changing rooms, that
Yeah.
sort of thing. And I never felt one of the lads either. I've always felt one of the girls.
Yeah.
I guess that's just kind of how I knew really, because I always fitted in when it was within the girls category, and every time at like school or out and about, I was always in a group of girls instead of a group of boys.
Yes.
And I didn't like the way they would think and the way they were towards women, and that used to offend me and all that. So
Yeah. So it's a social thing.
I did consider myself as gay for a little while because of how much I was around women and preferred them to men and stuff like that, and all the stuff they were. And then when it took a lot of speculation before I accepted that I was transgender, because I thought it might have just been a phase, and like I said, I thought I was gay and came out as bisexual and all that. And then it was when obviously experimenting, when sexuality comes around, it was realising that I wasn't gay. It it was different to the experience of what I was going through with my body, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So I went and experimented all that, had like issues, was struggling with my um, sexuality and my gender identity, and it was going down that road that I realised that I was accepting myself as a woman.
Yes. So what happened when you told somebody about it?
Nothing really. It felt like a massive weight was lifted off my shoulders.
Who did you tell first?
I think the first person I told was my best friend. I told them, and it was their reaction, I suppose, with I thought they were going to be shocked and all that, and they're like, nah, it makes sense. They were like, you were too gay to be feminine.
Yes.
No, too feminine to be gay,
Yeah.
sorry.
What about your family? How did they react?
My mum was fine with it. My dad was okay. It was my grandparents that didn't take to it as well as I wanted them to.
What happened?
Well, my granddad is a strict Christian,
Yes.
and he believes anything to do with like gays, bis, transgenders, you're all going to hell, it's to do with the devil, that sort of thing. But after a few years, he kind of warmed up to it, and he calls me by my new name, and that's about it.
So he's got used to the idea now.
I still don't think he likes it, but I think he's doing it because he knows I'll have nothing to do with him otherwise.
How about the doctors? How has that been? Your experience with them?
I've moved on from the family doctor that we used to go and see a lot because he was very disrespectful in a lot of things, not just when it came to being transgender. Mental health is involved with it as well, and it was like he called me by my new name and all that, but on the odd occasion it's like he would do a slip up and say he, but he wouldn't apologise for it. And I think he saw it as, because he knew my whole family for years, he thought it was probably acceptable, but it's not. I've had a lot of issues with getting things changed and done with the doctors as well, and there's a lot they don't know and they're not educated on. and a lot of them I would prefer them just to ask me my pronouns and what I prefer to be called as if they're confused. I appreciate that more than them just, yeah.
Yes. So, how about getting your NHS number changed? Has that been difficult?
Yeah, that has. The thing that got me when I asked to have my NHS number changed at my recent doctor surgery, there's only one member of staff that knew how to do that. All of them should be trained to do that. They should all be trained in that area. She knew how it's to be done and what's to be done. When I tell the others, they wouldn't have a clue. It's taken me just over a year or so, but every time they've told me how to do it, like you need to fill out a new registration form, and you need to do this, they've missed out other bits of information or other bits of things that I need to get that done to send it off. And it must have been like for the 6th time I've actually got it done now, even though it took like 6 months. But it's more like they need those resources, I think, and they need to be educated on that, and it should be an option. The minute you change your name, they should give you that option to change it and do it that way, because I didn't know that I needed that change. And at my last doctor surgery, he didn't change that for me, but I found out another friend that was transgender of mine that went to the same one before me. They changed his name for him, but they didn't change mine.
Yes, so it feels a bit unfair.
Yeah.
So, how would you say that all these experiences so far have affected your life? Positive or negative?
I think the lack of education in some of these places has made me feel like, what's the point? If you know what I mean. I'm trying to be who I am here, but it's like, you're not helping me along here.
Yeah.
If it was just summertime, it's like, what's the point? I might as well just give up. And then you meet those odd few that read notes, and then the people that ask for your pronouns, like, it gives you a little bit of hope, if you know what I mean. So it's vaguely been positive and negative. It's just more the fact that I've gotten to a stage where I've grown a thick skin and I don't really care.
Yeah, you do need a thick skin, I think.
Yeah.
How about school and college? How did that go?
I think it was more, college was fine, the teachers were great about it. In the industry I was in doing hair and makeup, they were all good about it. I think it's more about the students and the younger ones, because I got a lot of jip from them because of it, and like a lot of them would make comments and be sarcastic and all that sort of thing about it. I think that's another thing, there's not much resources in college for LGBT when there should be, and I think there needs to be a lot more training along that wise as well, maybe in schools and colleges, to help people learn more about that.
What do you think would help? For you as an individual, what would have helped you more in college?
Somewhere to go.
Somewhere safe?
Somewhere safe to go. Not only that, it's not really about what was in college, it was when I came out. You have nowhere. No one gives you any information on what to do. There ain't a book on what to do or how to get there. No one tells you, like, takes you through the steps, and that's what we need. When you come out, you're on your own.
Yes.
You've got nothing. And it's the same with like these colleges. You can come out and be that person and stuff like that, but you've got no resources there. Nothing to also educate other people and help them along with that. That's what we need.
Yes. So, on to the next one. How has changing things helped you?
How has what?
How has changing things helped you?
What do you mean by that? Changing what?
How has becoming Kyla helped you? If you'd have stayed as you were, how things would have been different?
The only way I can explain it, when I came out, obviously, as myself, I felt free in a way, if you know what I mean. It's like a massive weight was lifted off my shoulders. It's like I was free to be who I want, wear what I want. It's hard to explain, because it's like the one that I was, the one I was before. It's like he was like a suit or a mask that I put on to hide me. And then when it was about time for me to come out, it was... Well, my life's been better since. My mental health's been better since. I know where I'm going, what I want to do, what I'm interested in. Life just came together. I don't know how to explain it properly,
Yes.
but I just felt free, if you know what I mean. It felt, beforehand, it felt like I was trapped in a cage, but my cage was the body.
Yeah.
And no one else could see who was inside. And then it's like when you say those words and everyone else around you knows, it's like, it's still like it now, because my dysphoria, the way I explain it, it's like my body is my cage and I'm chipping away at it bit by bit, and then hormones are going to make more, and then the surgery, and it's like you've broken out your cage by the end of it.
Yeah.
But it's like saying those words, saying that you're transgender, letting everyone know, then it feels like you've got that support around you for when that person is set free completely.
Yes. So you feel as though you've still got...
I still feel
What to
trapped
do.
because I don't have the body that I was meant to have.
Yes. Yes.
That's the only way I can explain that sort of thing. But since like I've come out, it's more to the fact it's just like a free reign. It's like you've been let loose, if you know what I mean. It's like you've been locked away for years, and it's so you can wear what you want, do what you want, be who you want, because you don't have that added pressure anymore.
Yes. So you'd say that that's one of the positives of your transition?
Yeah.
Anything else that you can think of that's been really positive?
I think the only other positive thing is the people that you meet that are in the same boat as you.
Yes.
That's a positive, knowing that you've got people that are going for the same as you.
Have you experienced any negative sides of it?
Yes.
What would you say has been a negative for you?
People not calling me she, refusing to use my new name. I say just hateful comments out on the street and all that with the people that aren't really well educated on that.
Yeah.
Colleges. The thing that hurts the most is when you get the professionals slipping up or refusing to even look at your notes and doing it on purpose as well. That hurts because they're professionals. They're meant to be there for you.
Yes. Yeah.
I've had a lot of that.
Yes, that's understandable that you find
Yeah.
it difficult. Is there anything else you want to talk about?
No, anything else you want to ask me?
I think that's it for now.
Okay.